Okay, those of you out there, this is for helping with getting more range in your wrist position like this. The goal as a hand balancer is to have your wrist be able to flex to 90 degrees. You can see that I have trouble with this position too. Okay, my left hand's actually a little bit better than my right hand is. It is not uncommon for you to find people that do a lot of stuff on their hands that actually have poor range of motion in this position. Mainly because if my joint's very stable in this position, but if I go too far this way, I'm at a greater chance of actually injuring myself than what my range of motion actually is right here. So it's actually harder for me to get much further than about that position there. So I'm not too far off of my end range of motion of what I have, but regardless, we always could use a little more. So this is what I want you to go through in order to help you build that end range. I recommend doing this either at the end of your practice, like after handstand work, or doing it later in the day. Don't do this right before your practice, at least not to this intensity, okay? So this is all stuff I learned from functional range conditioning, Dr. Andrea Spina, and his functional range assessment and seminars thing that he does. So what you're going to do, this is most easily done on one hand. However, I'm going to show you how I do it with two hands to speed up the process of it. It takes a little bit of creativity. You're going to need a timer, so make sure have your timer. It's going to put it at 2 minutes. So countdown timer for 2 minutes. Put that right there. Okay. So starting out, both your hands, spread them out fingers apart. Place both hands down on the floor, about shoulder width apart. Okay. And from that position, okay, you're going to be leaning forward and stretching them like this. Okay. Now only go as far as you can do for those 2 minutes long. You might be able to slowly get further and further throughout the stretch. After those 2 minutes, when your timer goes off, you're going to try and squeeze the whole entire body. So breathe in a good amount of air. You're going to squeeze everything and then push down with the hands this way, kind of like just pressing down like that. You're going to push down really hard for about 10 to 15 seconds. After that 10 to 15 seconds position, you're then going to try and lift the hands upward. So you kind of come back off the hands a little bit and try to lift them. The goal is to get the fingers to lift off the floor and the palm to lift off the floor. Even in this position here, try to contract all this stuff right here to try and lift that area. Then after that 10 to 15 seconds as well, you're going to put the timer back on for 30 seconds. I usually just count this one for 30 seconds afterward. And then I'm going to repeat that process, pushing through really hard, 10 to 15 seconds, lifting up really hard, 10 to 15 seconds. You'll see I'm going to do the whole thing with you, so you can see what I mean by doing that. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so right here, I'm going to give myself a couple more seconds. So I'm going to do 2:05 just so I can get my hands in position. So 2:05 has started. Place my hands in position here, and I begin my stretch. All right. Just going to hold out here. I'm going to try and keep my elbows completely straight and holding that position. This is going to hurt a little bit, especially if you're not used to being in these positions for a very long time. What's going on during these 2 minutes? Well, basically, you are trying to get the body to respond and to relax the fascia, to let the fascia kind of separate a little bit. And that's only going to happen after a certain amount of time. So the 30 seconds that most people tell you to stretch at is really only going to have very, very temporary results as far as what it's doing for you at that time. If you really want this to be lasting effects, daily inputs, trying to get this to about the 2 minute mark, and you'll see this slowly getting better and better over time. Again, this takes a while. Think about how long it took you to walk. Pretty long, okay? As a child learning how to walk, so changing the tissues is not an easy thing to do, especially changing the fascia. Okay, almost there. I'm at around 50 seconds left. Keep leaning forward. Right about now is when I start to really feel that deeper pain from this whole thing going on. Keep Keep pushing, keep pushing. I will take my hands off this just to turn the timer off so it's not beeping while I'm explaining this, but I'm continuing this. I might lean a little bit more forward, keeping those elbows locked out. Another reason why this is painful is because you're going to be pushing the blood out of your palms because you're pressing down so hard. So this is not a very comfortable position, just be ready for that. About 15 seconds left, we're almost there, 10 seconds. Okay, coming up in 5 seconds, I'm gonna turn it off. Turn that thing there, stop that right there. Okay, good, so now I'm going to take a big breath into my stomach, and I'm going to contract, pushing the floor down with my wrist. So from here, squeeze everything, and pushing through for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. I'm going to deep breath in. I'm going to go the other way now. Deep breath in. And lifting. 10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go back into your stretch for 30 seconds. I'll be counting this one out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Gonna go into a push again. So deep breath in, squeeze everything, and push for 10, 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then lifting up as hard as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. All right. After that, be very careful. Bring your hands to some nice wrist rolling positions like this, okay? Just to kind of regain that range again. So that's, if you're strapped for time, that's the two-handed version. After this, I recommend doing maybe just some holds, active holds back this way. Okay, you can even come to the end range right here, give a little bit of a push into it back here, just the smallest little bit of push, so something to push against. Or going into your finger rubber band stuff I've shown you is pretty good to do at this time with the wrist completely flexed. So that's the two-handed version. The one-handed version is a little different. You'll turn your hands this way so it's backward, okay? And from that position, you just lean back like this, so the hand's right here, and you go through the same process, 2 minutes. At the end of 2 minutes, you push as hard as you can this way, so you're pushing this direction, and you're flexing everything on this side. Then you try and lift the fingers the other direction this way, okay? Come back. Those were 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds each. Repeat the process, 30 seconds, okay? And then contract, the other side, contract. You can do both of them at the same time, except if you do both your palms at the same time, when you come, after you're done here, when you come forward, you have to extend one leg back so that you can actually lift your fingers up behind like that, otherwise you'll fall forward. So just keep that in mind. You can do more than, if you want to do more than one 30-second repeat afterward, feel free to do so. But that's really good for right now, starting that out. And I think you'll see a lot of your wrist kind of pains alleviate a little bit more as the more you do those. If you're having a really hard time with the back of the hand, like this, do the same exact thing from here. Make sure you're on top of a soft surface, but you can go here and stretch the back of them exactly the same way. 2 minutes here, then pushing through, right? Pushing through with the wrist this way, lifting back up the other direction. Okay, then 30 seconds, same thing. All right, it works for all those different directions. But that's it for the wrist exercise. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. If you need anything re-explained, please let me know.